Okay. Every fiction is always opposed to some truth. And the opposition in these stories was easy to spot. For they were about a happy mother, happy father, happy John. Any reflections on that all these years later?
When I wrote my first novel, I was at that age where I would every idea I had was precious to me, and I would just stop whatever I was doing and jot it down. There's the opening of one of the stories in Martin and John. I actually wrote on a street corner. I wrote on 23rd and 8th Avenue because I just had the idea, and at 23 years old, I just sat my ass down on a street corner and just wrote a page and a half.
Why are you saying that like it's not romantic
and all that?
And inspirational. Why are you saying it?
It's romantic and inspirational, and also totally full of oneself.
Well, yeah, but where else does it come from? I mean, is the Emerson line
yes.
about someone grabs you and if you miss a word wrong, you're not going to get it right.
It's or whatchamacallit, Truman Capote. It's hitting already,
it's not
maybe.
Capote,
yeah, Truman Capote. Truman Capote, like once was like said something like, "Do I think that critics and publishers? No. What he said? He said, "Do I think that young writers are too full of themselves?" He's like, I think they can't be, too full of themselves, because if they don't love themselves, no one else will. The other quote I was confusing was Flannery O'Connor's famous quote about, "Do I think that critics and publishers stifle too many young writers? In my opinion, they don't stifle enough of them." No, you have to love yourself, because it is just pure hubris, and you have to kind of push through the hubris eventually to say something meaningful. But that is the start of it. It is deep self-involvement. But so anyway, there were all these scraps of papers and everywhere, and at some point I wrote down every fiction is opposed to some truth. I think maybe the original line was some fact, but some truth is what ended up in the book. But what happened was, I had written. We had a galley of the book, and then my editor like asked me to help him with the jacket copy, and I wrote a version of the jacket copy that included that line, "Every fiction is opposed to some truth," as quotation from the book. And when I got the second to last galley, of the book, I realized I had not yet put that in there, and so I wrote that sentence, literally just scrawled it in, like the whole thing at the last minute.
But I would argue that it was more meaningful than
it was like, I mean, I thought it's meaningful enough that I thought that it explained the book, and so I put it in the damn jacket copy.
Unconscious processes forced you to get at it. It wasn't something that was the result of syllogisms on the page. It came to you. So you don't do that anymore. You're on a street corner and something strikes you. You're like, nah, that's not the one.
I used to build like my novels out of these little fragments. I would just have slips and slips of paper. I used to have this folder. I called it Stuff, and it had lots of little slips of paper from everywhere, napkins and this and that, and note cards and stuff. Now I don't. Now the sentences. I try not to write standalone sentences, as it were. Now the sentences are deeply in me. And it's always surprising. When you read reviews and someone quotes a line, and I'm like, oh, that line's very quotable, and I wouldn't usually don't notice it when I'm writing the book, and the ones I think they'll quote, they never quote it.